Brené Brown, Atlas of the Heart, Mapping Meaningful Connection and the Language of Human Experience. Embark on an emotional journey as we delve into the core themes of Brené Brown's Atlas of the Heart. Through exploring 87 different emotions, Brown aims to create a foundation for understanding our feelings and enabling genuine connections with others. In this book summary, we'll take a closer look at just a few of these emotions, unpacking the complexity that lies beneath seemingly simple categories like sadness and happiness. We'll also discuss the importance of emotional granularity, the ability to identify and describe your feelings with precision, and how it can greatly benefit your life.
Harnessing emotional awareness. Brené Brown, as a child, believed she had magical powers, which helped her navigate the complex and volatile emotions of her parents. This heightened emotional awareness, a skill she developed in response to her upbringing, became the foundation for her career. In her book, Atlas of the Heart, Brené shares insights on how recognizing and understanding emotional patterns and triggers can positively impact one's life. Growing up, Brené Brown thought she had special magic powers that helped her decipher people's emotions and predict their behavior. This unique ability developed out of a need to manage the unpredictable moods of her parents, who were charming in public but highly volatile behind closed doors. The inconsistency in their behavior confused Brené and her siblings, making them feel ashamed and largely responsible for their parents' emotional outbursts. As the oldest of the 5 children, Brené felt the responsibility of protecting her younger siblings from these eruptive situations. To navigate the emotional minefields, she honed her observational skills to identify people's vulnerabilities or shame triggers. Brené learned to recognize how ill-timed jokes or misjudged requests might initiate a negative reaction and did her best to mitigate these potential explosions. Her keen observations extended beyond her family circle, as she noticed adults channeling their anger into unrelated everyday situations, such as watching sports or being stuck in traffic. Although she understood that these outbursts were often unrelated to their actual sources of frustration, Brené's family environment didn't encourage open discussions about emotions. The acceptable way of expressing feelings in her household was through anger, which didn't make the clashes any less painful. This emotional landscape that Brené grew up in became the driving force behind her accomplishments. Today, she is renowned for her emotional awareness skills and her ability to help others understand their own emotional patterns, triggers, and vulnerabilities. In her latest book, Atlas of the Heart, Brené shares her expertise by offering guidance on how harnessing emotional awareness can lead to a more fulfilling life. In summary, Brené Brown's childhood experiences, marked by a need to tame volatile emotions, laid the foundation for her exceptional emotional awareness skills. By sharing her knowledge through Atlas of the Heart, Brené aims to empower others to take control of their emotional well-being, turning what once felt like a burden into a transformative superpower. Embracing emotional sensitivity. Sensitive to the emotions and reactions of others, Brené initially attempted to numb the pain through harmful habits. Despite her struggles, she eventually recognized the need to regain her edge, embracing her sensitivity and transforming it into a powerful tool. Encouraging vulnerability and emotional understanding, Brené's Atlas of the Heart supports the journey of self-discovery and empathy, revealing the hidden depths of common emotions. Struggling with her hypersensitivity to the world around her, Brené resorted to partying, smoking, and drinking as means of escape. These seemingly effective methods of emotional suppression blurred the world she lived in and stripped her of the capacity to observe and understand others' feelings. Fearful and anxious, her attempts to avoid pain only led her down a path characterized by even deeper suffering. Through therapeutic guidance, Brené began the arduous journey of reclaiming her edge. Her decision to quit drinking marked the beginning of her quest to feel again, learning to confront the untidy, vulnerable, and uncomfortable aspects of emotions. This newfound sensibility allowed her to establish boundaries, recognize her needs, and understand the emotions of those around her. Brené's sensitivity has since served as a catalyst for her extraordinary career, driving her to create the Atlas of the Heart. This invaluable mental and emotional roadmap addresses the fear of pain and the uncertainty of confronting intense emotions. Designed to equip those yearning for authentic vulnerability, Atlas of the Heart enables its users to foster healthier relationships and navigate fear with empathy and understanding. The book delves into 87 distinct emotions, each demonstrating complex and often surprising roots. By examining even just a few of these ubiquitous emotions, one can gain valuable insights and, in the process, unmask the truths and vulnerabilities they encompass. Harnessing emotional granularity. Recognizing the importance of understanding and articulating our emotions, emotional granularity helps us to identify our feelings precisely, understand our triggers, and create genuine connections. Expanding our emotional vocabulary enables us to navigate our emotional landscape and seek the help we truly need. If you've ever experienced a sharp, persistent pain in your shoulder that hinders your day-to-day life, you'd likely seek help from a doctor. While explaining your pain, imagine not being able to find the right words to articulate it, leaving the doctor unable to assist you. When it comes to expressing our emotions, we often face the same struggle, accurately describing our feelings to others and even ourselves. Language is a powerful tool, it's a bridge connecting us to others and helping us translate our emotions. However, many people struggle with identifying their vast range of emotions. Brené Brown, a renowned emotions expert, conducted a study where 7,000 individuals were asked to list the emotions they experienced. Surprisingly, the average number of emotions listed was only 3: sad, angry, and happy. The drawback of such a limited understanding of emotions is like describing a pain in the upper half of your body as merely bad, rather than specifically expressing the sensation as throbbing, aching, or shooting. Emotional granularity, the ability to recognize and precisely describe your emotions, is essential to our well-being and can significantly benefit our lives. Identifying emotions accurately helps you comprehend their origins, which means you're better equipped to comfort yourself when necessary. Possessing insight into your emotional states connects you to your inner self, preventing detachment and numbness. This connection is the foundation for genuine, loving relationships with others. Moreover, articulating your emotions accurately empowers you to ask for and receive the help you need. Looking at two commonly referenced emotions, sadness and happiness, showcases the importance of broadening your emotional vocabulary to better understand and navigate your emotional landscape. In summary, understanding and mastering the power of emotional granularity enables us to describe our feelings with precision, create deeper connections with oneself and others, and attain the help we need. Expanding our emotional vocabulary teaches us how to better understand and embrace the complexity of our inner emotional world. Understanding sadness. Sadness is a natural and essential part of the human experience, differing from chronic conditions like depression. This emotion is a reaction to loss or defeat and helps us connect with others through empathy. As we feel sad, we become more sensitive to our surroundings, allowing us to make better decisions. Our shared experience of sadness enables emotional bonds with others, as evident in the popularity of sad movies. However, it's crucial to distinguish sadness from other distinct emotions such as anguish, grief, hopelessness, or despair, as they possess unique qualities and need different responses. Healing anguish and despair. Anguish is a shocking, overwhelming emotion that hits us at our core and demands our attention. People can heal from traumatic experiences, but they need support to rebuild their lives. Body-centered therapies can be particularly helpful in addressing the physical manifestation of trauma. However, anguish is not as perilous as hopelessness and despair. Hopelessness arises when we feel unable to set or achieve realistic goals, and despair permeates our entire existence, making life seem unbearable. To combat these emotions, it is important to identify practical strategies and maintain a support system to develop resilience and overcome life's challenges. When anguish strikes, it can be sudden and traumatic, causing us to physically crumple, as happened to Brené when she learned of her friend's lifelong pain. Healing from such experiences is possible, but it requires support to process the raw emotion and rebuild one's life. Body-centered therapies can be especially effective in promoting recovery by addressing the physical manifestations of trauma. However, anguish is not the only danger we face when dealing with difficult emotions. Hopelessness and despair can be even more harmful, threatening our well-being and preventing us from finding the light at the end of the tunnel. Hopelessness emerges when we lack faith in our abilities to set and achieve realistic goals, while despair extends far beyond specific situations, infecting every aspect of our lives. Such feelings often lead to suicidal thoughts and attempts, as desperate individuals search for a way to exert control over their unbearable circumstances. Only by acknowledging these emotions, seeking support, and pursuing practical strategies can we hope to boost our resilience and overcome life's inevitable challenges. As we move forward, it is essential to understand the tools and resources available to help us in times of despair. By developing our resilience, we can confront and conquer hopelessness, despair, and anguish, and find a path toward healing and growth. Mastering hope and resilience. To foster hope and resilience, learn to set realistic goals and embrace failure as part of the process. Practice reflecting on your thoughts with the 3 Ps, personalization, permanence, and pervasiveness, to avoid being consumed by despair. Recognize that negative emotions can teach valuable lessons and remember to ask for help when needed. Hope is often mistaken as a warm, fuzzy emotion, but it is actually a skill that can be learned from encountering adversity in developing resilience. To cultivate hopefulness, focus on setting achievable goals, and be ready to face failure while trying out new approaches. Hope is contagious. Hopeful parents typically raise hopeful children. Moreover, train yourself to build resilience by working on what researcher Martin Seligman deems the 3 Ps, personalization, permanence, and pervasiveness. Despair often feels overwhelming and never-ending, causing individuals to blame themselves and feel a sense of personal failure. Counteract these feelings using the 3 Ps. Firstly, address personalization by asking yourself if the situation is truly about you or if there are other external factors at play. Secondly, consider permanence. Remind yourself that adverse situations are not eternal by asking if it will still matter in 5 minutes, days, or months. Lastly, evaluate pervasiveness, assessing if a problem genuinely impacts all aspects of your life or if you are inadvertently exaggerating its influence. Employing these strategies grants a momentary pause, helping regain clarity and perspective when overwhelmed. This process allows your rational mind to intervene and assess experiences more objectively. Although emotions like sadness, anguish, and despair are painful, they can be powerful teachers. By embracing these emotions, you can emerge more connected, empathetic, and courageously vulnerable. However, remember that seeking help and receiving appropriate support are essential in coping with and learning from these emotions. Unlocking joy and gratitude. Happiness and joy, often used interchangeably, are distinct emotions with unique impacts on our lives. Happiness is a long-lasting emotion derived from personal achievements, while joy, a fleeting, intense feeling, connects us to others and the world. Recognizing that these emotions fuel each other, cultivating an attitude of gratitude can lead to more profound experiencing of joy and overall well-being. We often hear happiness as a common theme in love songs and conversations about general well-being. But defining what happiness truly entails can be surprisingly complex. Even researchers in the domain of happiness struggle to provide a solid definition, primarily because their studies focus on happiness as a personal trait and not as an emotional state we experience at different times. Adding to the confusion, joy and happiness are frequently used interchangeably. However, upon closer examination, these words describe unique emotional states. Happiness is a lasting emotion, usually triggered when we feel in control and proud of what we've accomplished. It directs our focus inward, concentrating on our achievements and individual growth. In contrast, joy bursts into our lives with sudden intensity, and unlike happiness, it is a fleeting emotion. Joy shifts our focus outward, connecting us to other people, the universe, or even spiritual forces. This emotion delivers immense pleasure, of feeling free and alive, while basking in a profound sense of appreciation. However, joy can be disconcerting because its intensity might provoke feelings of vulnerability. This sensation, labeled foreboding joy by Brené Brown, occurs when immense joy sparks irrational fears of losing whatever brings us that happiness. These fears set our minds on rehearsals for tragedy as a way to lessen the pain when actual misfortune arrives. But in the end, this method only sabotages our ability to experience genuine joy. An example can be found in Brown's study of vulnerability, where she interviewed a man who always anticipated the worst. After losing his wife to a car accident, he realized his previous negativity failed to prepare him for that tragic event. Moreover, his pessimism prevented him from cherishing the happy moments with his wife. To fully embrace joy, we should practice gratitude, appreciating what we have at any given moment. Research indicates a powerful link between gratitude and joy, one fuels the other in a positive upward spiral. Acknowledging gratitude regularly brings more joyful experiences. Similarly, being attuned to joy cultivates gratitude. Gratitude can be learned and practiced through simple habits, such as keeping a gratitude journal or expressing appreciation every day. By training our brain to recognize more joyful and positive experiences, we unlock the full potential of joy and gratitude, opening the door to a more fulfilling and emotionally rich life. Embracing emotional paradoxes. Throughout our emotional journeys, we've encountered both pain and happiness, discovering that emotions are complex and filled with nuances. Sadness can bring comfort, while happiness might not be as fulfilling as joy. Emotions reside not just in the mind but also in the body, and we can influence them by fostering hopefulness. Embracing emotional paradoxes is crucial, as they are interconnected like light and dark. By acknowledging our contradictory emotions and behaviors, we can develop a deeper understanding of our own hearts. The journey may be challenging, with obstacles and self-discovery, but embracing vulnerability ultimately leads to personal growth.
As we conclude our exploration of Brené Brown's Atlas of the Heart, it is evident that embracing our emotions in all their complexity and nuance is key to a meaningful life. By developing emotional granularity, we become better equipped to understand, express, and navigate our emotional landscape. From the distinct differences between sadness, anguish, and despair, to the paradox of joy and happiness, the journey to understanding our emotions is one of self-discovery and embracing vulnerability. So, lean into the messiness, cherish the paradoxes, and celebrate the emotional terrain of your heart, as it leads to meaningful connections and a deeper understanding of the human experience.